What's up, everyone? Anna from Growth in God. This channel is all about my journey from New Age spirituality to Christianity, and today's topic I want to talk about is why people think that Christianity has deceived them over so many years, and therefore they have jumped into the New Age and alternative spirituality for their spiritual fix, personal development, and just all around goodness of life, and why Christianity actually offers all of those things, but it's just a little bit misunderstood and misappropriated in these modern times. So with that, I want to introduce a model, actually, a psychological model called spiraldynamics, and it's from Claire Graves, Dr. Claire Graves, and some other psychologists. And basically it outlines the psychological, spiritual, and mental progression of human beings. There are, I believe, 8 stages, and we all go through these stages. And the reason I think that Christianity is seen by many as deceiving and deception is because most of the Christians nowadays are stuck in blue. Stage blue, and that's the absolute, and that they know absolute truth. This is the truth. Nothing else exists. I will not look at anything. This is right. This is wrong. You're going to hell. Nothing else matters. I think there's fish in the water, and they are they're like fooling around back there. Anyway, so that's the main thesis of what I'm going into. Spiral dynamics can account for many more things than just human beings. Okay, there's a fish. I just know there's a fish. Maybe it's pissed. I'm just like sitting here and talking, but it's gonna listen. So like I said, spiral dynamics, not just about human beings, also about countries. Every country is in a certain stage. Every government is in a certain stage. Every education system and healthcare system is in a certain stage, and that does not disclude religion. So before we get more into it, let's talk about spiral dynamics and what exactly it is. I'm going to quickly go through the stages, and then I'll talk about why I believe that most Christians are in stage blue, and that's inhibiting spiritual growth and acceptance of Christianity in this modern age. So let's begin. Everybody goes through these stages, and you can't progress through a stage without learning the lessons of the previous stage. So we all begin at stage beige, and that's the stage you belong to when you are born, and it's all about survival. What can I do to survive? I need food, I need protection, I need safety. Maybe when you're born and when you're closer to death, you're in this stage. The next stage after that is the red, stage red, and it's the power god. I'm sorry, I skipped one, purple, because many people don't really go through purple or really think about purple too much. But humanity went through purple, definitely. And it's a stage of tribal knowledge. And so humans came into hunter-gatherer groups. They might have had a shaman. They might have had rituals, and it's all about magical thinking, rituals, and the earth as magical, and the stars as powerful, and just magical thinking where you are part of a tribe, and within this tribe you are protected. There are people that have this secret knowledge, and they're the ones you should follow. If you don't follow that, the world is just a dangerous place. Okay. Somewhere along the line, somebody stood up and said, hey, I'm sick of following this guy. I'm sick of being part of a team. I want to be powerful. I know that I'm an individual, and I want to do what I want. And that's when people started entering into the red stage, or the power god stage. You might see this in the narcissistic boss, for instance, who just wants his way done and doesn't care about anyone else. You might see this in the rock star that messes up hotel rooms without consideration of the law, does whatever they want. And basically, it's just all about getting what you want and not caring about anyone else. So if enough of these power gods come into play, the world transforms into blue, which is the next stage. That's moral in the absolute. And this is where I believe that a lot of religions stay, like the traditional Hindu caste system or caste system. Christianity, if you do this, you go to hell. If you do this, you go to heaven, and you will be punished, and you're in sin, and all of this stuff. And that's, I think, where Christianity, a lot of it is kept. And mind you, that all evolved when our culture was in that stage, right? So we were getting out, we hated all these wars, we were sick of it. We wanted people to think of more than just today and more than just the present. We want people to think of the afterlife, have some moral rules, care about people. And that's when people started coming back to the community, right? So blue is where the rise of a lot of massive, what people call organized religions come from. But really all religions and all spirituality is organized. If you look at a pagan ceremony, it is completely organized. You have the altar, you have the prayers or chants, you have the crystals, you have the feathers, you have the incense, or you have any kind of spiritual thing. It's organized. But people just don't consider it organized. I think Christianity, Islam, Hinduism, organized. But it's all of these things that you're thinking of organized are just in the blue stage of these religions. Religions go through all the stages. And so let's move up into more stages before I get to the root and the thesis of this. So past the blue stage, people start to get individualistic again, because our culture and society was in the blue stage for so long. Then people like personal development gurus started popping up, like maybe Tony Robbins when he was in his infancy. It's like, okay, self-confidence, get all this stuff done, personal power, make a lot of profits, be successful. That's when people start getting into the orange stage, right? Orange stage of development is all about hierarchy. It's all about competition. It's all about beating everyone, becoming the best. But orange is a little bit above red. It might smack a little bit of the power god red. Success, me. But orange really cares about the community. It's not going to be successful if everyone fails. It's going to follow the laws. It's going to follow the rules. But it also believes that success may include everyone else, and you might need everybody else to be successful. I mean, you can't just run a business without customers, right? You have to learn how to please the customers. So orange is all about like the big business guru, the Wall Street CEO. They're above religion. They're like, religion, I don't have time for that. I'm making money. So that is the orange stage, and I believe that most first world societies are at that stage right now. And what happens when we have too much success? Well, we start to think there must be something more to life. I'm missing out. I'm missing something. The beauty of nature, what's that all about? That's when you start getting into the green stage. And the green stage is all about community once again. It's all about, oh wow, there's definitely something under the water. It's all about community, harmony, world peace, everyone working together. It's all about higher purpose. Green peace is great. Universal health care, that's all green stuff. So when a society is in the green level, it's all about, okay, we got to take care of everyone, give them all health care. Everyone's entitled to education. Everyone's entitled to health care. Let's not rip up the earth and environment to shreds. This is where a lot of New Age spirituality is hanging out nowadays, right? Psychedelics. Go on these retreats, do some psychedelics, go on these meditation retreats. That's so green. So green. So this is why everybody is going into New Age spirituality nowadays, because the world is becoming from orange to green. And guess where New Age is? Green. Guess where Christianity, Hinduism, and fundamentalist Islam is? Blue. So everyone's running away from those and going into New Age green spirituality. So what's the truth? The truth is all religions and spiritual practices exist in all levels. And the reason why Christianity has lost so much of its reputation and hurt so many people is because the bulk of Christians nowadays are stuck in blue. They want to make you feel bad if you don't do something. They want to make you feel like, oh, everyone's sinful, right? But the truth is, yeah, everyone is sinful. That's because we're human and we're not perfect, and that's okay. And that doesn't mean that God doesn't love you, right? We have kind of missed Jesus's 2 commandments of love God with all your heart, soul, and mind, strength, and love your neighbor as I love you, or as God loves you. So those are the 2 commandments we're supposed to follow, but it kind of gets lost in all these blue rules and absolutes. So if we're just to rise up above, everyone's mostly in orange and green nowadays. Christianity needs to rise up to more of a loving, inclusive, for the good of everyone, showing Christ's love, showing love. Being a Christian, I believe, is about love, and it's about a personal relationship with God, right? A lot of pantheistic religions and spirituality, they're all about, nature, we're one with nature, one with everything. Quantum physics says that we're all particles and energy, okay? That does not preclude, or that does not make false Christianity at all. So the reason why I know Christianity, and I've chosen Christianity as my guiding force and what I believe in spiritually, is because, I've definitely studied all these pantheistic things. I once thought God was pantheistic. But if he was pantheistic, like this whole resurrection of Jesus Christ would not exist. I mean, that's different. That's new. If he was pantheistic, everyone would be resurrected. But that's just not the case. There's something special about Christianity. There's something special about Jesus and this God. And so that's what kind of opened my eyes to everything among everything else. And the teachings of the Bible in a more spiritual sense. Deception started in the beginning. Deception is just separation from God. So a lot of these spiritual teachings also teach something like that, but then they go into the whole spiel about all is one. There's no evil, and there must be no resurrection and sacrifice of Jesus Christ if there's no evil. And there is no sin. So before I get into a more in-depth discussion, I'm going to cut it here because this has already gotten too long. If you want to know more about spiral dynamics, definitely Google it. Past the green stage, you'll get into the yellow stage, and that's all about systems thinking. Once again, you go into the left brain from the right. Green is very, very right-brained, and so is New Age spirituality. See, there's nothing wrong with left and right brain. Christianity doesn't make that wrong. Christianity loves left and right brains, and you need both to be your highest self, and to just be like the best you can be. When I say highest self, I don't mean that higher self belief that New Agers think, or I call everything New Age, but really it's just alternative spirituality. I just use that term to be more understood. So with that, I'm going to leave you to have a wonderful day and enjoy this lovely nature view on the water. Yes, it's awesome. You guys take care. Till the next video.